What's up, people? Today we're going to be doing a full dive into the infotainment system on the Tesla Model 3 right after this. Welcome back. If you're new to the channel, I'm Kedrick Foster. I do unboxings and reviews of all the latest tech. So if you like that type of content, hit that like and that subscribe button. So I was recently going through the car buying process, and I knew I wanted to get an EV, and I watched a lot of different videos on all the different EV offerings, and there was something that it was really important to me, and that was the infotainment system, because on some of these cars the whole experience is based on your one screen. So I wanted to do a deep dive for anybody that's considering the Tesla Model 3 or the Tesla Model Y, anywhere from 2017 all the way up to 2022. It hasn't really changed that much, so this video will apply to anybody that's in the market for those vehicles. I'm going to go really in depth, so this video might be a little bit of a longer video, but I want to go through all the different menus on the screens and show you some of the stuff that you won't see in any other vehicle, which is ultimately the reason I ended up going with the Tesla. To me, the Tesla is not the best looking EV, but as far as technology and me being a tech person, Tesla wins by far as far as the tech that's included in the vehicle. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the screen, and we're going to go through some of the menus. So when you first get into the car, you're going to be presented with this screen. This is the screen a lot of people might be familiar with. It shows the vehicle and the current configuration that you have purchased on your vehicle. So I have the gray with the white interior with those wheels. Now you can actually go in to a menu I'm going to show you later on, where you can go in and change the colors. If you were to get your car painted, or you were to change the wheels or anything like that, you can actually change that, and it will actually make a difference on your estimated mileage. So it is important that you update that. So with these buttons, you can open your front with this button right here on the screen. This button here will open your trunk. This button here, you can hit that to open up your charging port. And what's cool about it is whenever you do something, it'll actually animate on the actual car avatar, so you never have to guess what's going on. So like if I was to open the trunk, you'll see it's open there. Open the front, you see it's open there. So that's also pretty cool. So another feature that's not always included, you actually have to pay extra for this on some vehicles, is the home link, which is pretty much like a built-in garage door opener. So if I was to hit this, it will activate my garage door open and close. So I'm not going to mess with that right now. So that's pretty much your car avatar. Up here you'll see your battery percentage. If you touch that button, it will change from percentage to mileage. So depending on what your preference is, will be how you set that. I normally keep mine on percentage, but like I said, it's your preference. So let's go to the top of this. So okay, actually I forgot this. This is actually how you lock and unlock your door. So that's unlocked, that's locked. Let's go back to the menu screen. To get back to that, you hit this little car right here on the bottom left corner. So we're gonna go back that, we're gonna see what's on the controls tab. So here you have your light control, parking, and auto. That's your light control. Here is how you fold your mirrors. Hit that to fold your mirrors. Unfold your mirrors. You got your child lock, your window lock, and this is how you open your glove box. And that's actually the only way you can open your glove box. There's no physical button to open your glove box. Here is your windshield wiper controls. This is something that I think they can actually improve on a little bit. So the auto function doesn't really work all that well. I always find it to either be going too slow for what I need, or going too fast for what I need. So I normally don't use the auto mode. I usually have to actually manually select one of these. There is a physical button on the stock that you could press, and when you press it, this will come up, and then you can select on which setting you want it on. It won't do it right now because my trunk is open, but that's how you get to that. There's a button on the left stock that you can hit that will get you to your windshield wiper settings. So here also you can control your mirrors, and what's really cool about this, like I said, there's really limited buttons in this car. So in order to control your mirrors, you're actually going to be using the controls, the dials on your steering wheel to control your mirrors. And that's also the same for your steering wheel. It's a telescopic steering wheel, so you can bring it in, bring it out, up and down using a dial wheel on the actual steering wheel. Now, a lot of people don't like that because you have to dive into a menu to set your steering wheel height and positioning, but that's why it's really important to get all of that set before you actually start driving. So here you can also go into recordings. You hit that button and it will save the last 10 minutes of recording. So if you were driving and you seen something happen on the road, or you almost get in an accident, or you do get into an accident, God forbid, you will hit that button and it will actually record the last 10 minutes. So it always is recording, but it will actually save your last 10 minutes of footage. Now, Sentry mode, this is how you turn Sentry mode on and off. And Sentry mode is a real cool feature. So, you know, with the Tesla being full self-driving and autopilot, it has, I want to say 12 cameras in total around the car. So with Sentry mode, you can utilize those cameras when you're not actually in the car. So if you have your car parked, locked up, and somebody walks up on your car, it'll pop up a big screen on here saying you're being recorded, and it will record when anybody comes near your car. And when you get back in the car, it will have an alert that somebody was near your car. You can hit the button and watch it and see what the recording was. Now here is your screen brightness, up and down. Put it on auto. I leave mine on auto. Let's go to the next tab. Now this is where it gets a little bit fun. So I actually have never tried none of these other settings but sport and standard. So you can change your acceleration to chill. I don't know why anybody would ever put it on chill, but you can put it from chill to standard. I leave mine on standard. You can change your steering mode from comfort, standard, and sport. Sport will give you a lot more responsive controls on your steering, and you know, the comfort is a little bit more laid back, more like a larger sedan type of steering. Regenerative braking is one of my favorite features of the car. So you know, on your normal car, when you let off the accelerator, the car will coast, and when you need to stop, of course, you hit the brake. But with the Teslas and regenerative braking, when you let off the accelerator, the car will automatically start to slow down. And what's cool about it is when you do that, it actually charges the battery a little bit. So it's a real, one of the biggest things that I had to get used to going from a normal car to a Tesla is that one pedal driving, where you really almost never put your foot on the brake. If you put your foot on the brake, you did something wrong for the most part. If you slamming the brake, you need to stop really quickly. But it's really nice to be able to keep your foot in that one position, and just when you want to stop, lift your foot off the accelerator and it will automatically slow down, and it will actually come to a complete stop. Here where it says stopping mode, I have it on hold. Now if you want it similar to a regular vehicle, you can put it on creep or roll. But like I said earlier, if you let off the accelerator, it will come to a complete stop. And if you have it selected to hold, that car will stop and it will not move until you put your foot back on that accelerator. Now, as far as roll and creep, it's just pretty much what it sounds like. And it's more similar to what you would see in a normal vehicle, where when you come to a stop, if you were to lift your foot off the brake, your car would still continue to creep forward. So if you want to keep it that way, then you can change it in this setting. Also here you have slip start. So this will actually let you, if you're in some type of icy or snow condition, if you select that, it will allow the wheels to spin to help you get out of a slippery situation. So let's go to the charging tab. So here is where you can open your charge port. You also can set your daily limits. So I have mine set to 90%, which really is as high as you really want to go for daily use. You only want to go up to 100% if you're just taking some type of road trip. So you can set your daily limit there, and whenever you plug in to charge, it'll only go up to 90%. And that's to ensure your battery health. Again, you can open your charge port here. Here you can select your amps that you're going to be charging with. I have mine selected to 48. The good thing about the Tesla charger is it will automatically select what is available depending on what charger you plug into. But the max for the Model 3 is 48. Also here you can schedule your departure, which I actually use a lot, and it's a really nice feature. So you can go into this menu and you see I have mine set for 5:15 in the morning. So that way when I get in the car, it's already warmed up, it's nice and toasty, and it's ready to go. So it'll get your car to the specified temperature that you set it to. You can actually do that in the app, and that's a real nice feature. Here is a little bit of a supercharging facts. It'll show you the last time you supercharged and how much you paid. Let's go to Autopilot. Now this screen may differ a little bit depending on what features you have in your car. I do not have the full self-driving, but I do have the enhanced Autopilot. So as you can see here, you can select and deselect what you want to use, like auto steer, navigate on autopilot, summon beta. You can set your speed limit, fixed and all of that. You got your blind spot camera. So this is a nice feature that I like to use. So whenever I turn my turn signal on, it'll automatically bring up my blind spot camera. That way if I can see if any cars are creeping up on me on my blind spot. Same if I do the other side. So that's a cool feature. I actually use that. You can set your speed limit warning to display or chime. If you have a lead foot, I'd recommend you put that on display, because that chime will drive you crazy after a while. So this will give you a warning on your screen if you're going a certain amount over the speed limit. And of course, if you do chime, it will actually make an audible sound if you're going over the speed limit. Then you have your forward collision warning. I have mine set to medium. I find that it's a little bit sensitive. At times it'll go off when I'm nowhere near hitting the vehicle. So I keep it on medium. I'd rather have it go off a little bit too often than not enough. So keep it on medium. Although it is a little bit sensitive. You got your lane departure warning. I put that on warning only, because sometimes it will actually jerk your wheel, and if you have it on assist. So I keep that on warning, or you can turn it off altogether if you want to. You also have emergency lane departure avoidance. This is one of the other ways it will jerk your wheel back into the lane if it feels that you're in danger. You also have auto emergency braking. So if it feels like you're about to hit something, it's going to stop your vehicle for you. Obstacle aware acceleration. And you also have your traffic aware cruise control chime. All right, so let's go on to the next. So this is where you have your locks. So your car is going to come with 2 keys, the 2 key cards. Most people, I would say 90% of people, use their phones as their key. And this is where you will go to set it up. I have both of my phones set. iPhone, Galaxy S22 Ultra, both set to car keys. And then you can add more if you wanted to. This is actually my old phone. I can actually go ahead and delete that. Well, I don't have the thing. But anyway, so this is where your keys would be. You can put your window lock on here, your child lock here, walk away door lock, which I always do. So if you're walking away from the car and you have your phone in your pocket, all you have to do is walk away, and in a few seconds, when the car detects that your phone is no longer in proximity of the vehicle, it'll automatically lock your doors. So that's a cool feature. I always keep that on. Driver door unlock mode. Only unlock the driver door when first unlocking the vehicle. So I don't have that on, but that might be needed for some people. You don't want somebody to unlock your door and have all your doors unlocked and possibly have somebody jump in unwanted. So unlock on park. So as soon as you park your car, your doors unlock. I have that enabled. I actually have this on as well. So And I actually just got an alert for this. So if you leave your door open by mistake, you'll get an alert on your phone to let you know your door's open. So I actually had that happen to me. Luckily, my car was in the garage, but it's a good feature to have. Your lock confirmation sound, that's just when your car locks, it'll chirp the horn. Normal thing that you see on a lot of vehicles. And your closed window on lock. I don't have that enabled, but that will be. Actually, let me go ahead and enable it. All right, so let's get into the lights tab. Of course, this is here where you set your headlights. I have mine set to auto. You also can put your fog lights on there. Dome lights on auto. Keep mine on off. Now you have your ambient lights. Now you won't have this if you have a standard range plus. This is only going to be on the long range or the performance models, so you won't have any ambient lights. But I don't honestly think it's a big deal right there. That's it for there. So let's go into display. I keep mine on auto, and I think for the most part it normally does a good job of keeping the brightness where I can see it, depending on the lighting situation. So I keep that on auto. Screen clean mode, if you wanted to wipe your screen down, you would hit that and it will turn your screen off. That way you can wipe it off without pressing up a bunch of buttons without you meaning to. Of course, you have your English, your language there. Your voice recognition language is English, navigation language, and your time. You set mine to 12 hours, or you can set it to military time if you like. Again, here, this is where you can change your energy display. Again, I have mine on percentage, but you also can change it to miles if you like. You also can do this in the app as well. Your distance measurements, I have mine set to miles. I'm in the US. Temperature to Fahrenheit, and your tire pressure units set to PSI. Now, trips. Now, I'm going to say I don't use this often, but if you're doing a lot of road trips and you want to keep track of your energy consumption, this is where you would do that, and you can reset your trip A or B, and all your information is there. Also, your current odometer is listed down at the bottom. Let's go into the navigation tab. So in navigation, you got your navigation value. I should keep mine even lower to this because that navigation can get a little bit loud. Automatic navigation, automatically route to home, work, or next calendar event upon entry. So I don't have my calendar synced to this, but that's actually a nice feature. So if you sync your calendar and it knows that you have an appointment at such and such doctor's office, it'll automatically route you to that once you get into the vehicle, which is really cool. Trip Planner. So I actually have used this. Now, Trip Planner is pretty much a necessity if you're going anywhere that's outside of your range, outside of your battery range. Now, that Trip Planner will automatically route you to superchargers along your route that allow you to get to your destination. And it's pretty accurate. I've used it before, and it worked really well. Online routing. Now, you have to have the premium connectivity to have this option, and it will find the optimum route based on traffic conditions. So if there's like a traffic jam on your route, it'll automatically reroute you to the fastest possible solution to get to your destination. You also can set it to avoid ferries, avoid tolls, and use HOV lanes. So I know in some states, I think California for one of them, if you're using an electric vehicle, they allow you to use these lanes. So you also enable that. Let's go to safety. Allow mobile access. You can power your car off. You can actually set your speed limit. So if you're going to be loaning your car to someone or letting your kids drive the car, you can set what your maximum speed limit is, which is cool. This is where you can turn your Sentry mode on or off as well. You can exclude home, or you can exclude work, or you can exclude your favorite locations. Live camera via the mobile app, which is really a cool feature. So if you have the app and you have Sentry mode enabled, you can actually pull up the live camera feed from your phone on your app, and it will connect you to the car so you can see what's going on. around your vehicle at any time. So that's really a cool feature. Dash cam is pretty cool too. It'll automatically sense if it's an event that will require your dash cam to come on. Also, you can set it to whenever you hit the horn, it will record the last 10 minutes prior to you hitting the horn and sometime afterwards. Or you can just hit the button at the top of the screen if you want to enable your dash cam as well. Joe mode. Joe mode is if you wanted to lower the sound of your notifications or your chimes or anything that's going on in the vehicle. Let's say you have some kids in the back sleeping and you don't want to wake them up. Turn on Joe mode and it will lower the sound. I actually think it turns them off completely from coming out of the rear speaker. So if you want to keep your sleeping kids asleep, turn on Joe mode. Pin to drive. So you actually can set it to where you actually need to enter a pin code in order to start the vehicle. You can also put a pin on your glove box. So if you have something sensitive in your glove box that you don't want nobody to get into, you can set a pin to it, and you need to enter that pin before you can get into your glove box. Cabin overheat protection. Now this is another cool feature. If your car, I want to say is 110 degrees. If your car gets above 110 degrees on the interior, it'll automatically turn on your AC and cool the interior of your car. Now, of course, you know this is going to drain the battery if you're living in a very hot climate, so keep that in mind. But if you have something in it, like say for instance, you have your phone in your car or something you don't want getting too hot, turn that on and it'll protect the inside of the car. Service. Now, this is a couple different things here. So you have your owner's manual here, your car wash mode. Your car wash mode, I'm not sure exactly what it does. Let me see. Okay, so when you put it in car wash mode, it pretty much turns off the Sentry mode. It turns off any of the motion sensors on the front of your car. It also will put your car in neutral, and it'll fold in your mirrors. I wouldn't really put this car through an automatic car wash, but if you have to, that's your only option to clean your vehicle. Definitely use your car wash mode. You can actually adjust your headlights here. Towing mode, which will put your car in neutral so it will not damage your motors while it's being towed. So if you ever unfortunately have to be towed, make sure you put it in towing mode so you don't mess your vehicle up. You can reset your tire pressure monitors. Wheel configuration is what I was saying before, so you can select what type of wheels you have on your vehicle and it will update here. And the reason that's important because it actually goes into the calculations when it's trying to calculate how much mileage you have left on your battery. So it's really important when you do change your configuration of your car that you change it inside the setting so it'll give you a more accurate representation of how much mileage you have left. You also have your notification settings, your camera calibration settings, your seat and steering calibration. You can factory reset. I actually had to do this once. This will pretty much reset the vehicle to factory standards, and it will delete all your settings. You will have to go in and do all of that configuration again if you reset your factory settings. Then you have your wiper service mode if you have to do any type of service on your wipers. Now let's go into software. Here's showing what software you have installed. It will have your mileage there, your VIN, what computer you have, what enhancements you have. You have the premium connectivity and the enhanced autopilot. And then at the bottom, it will show what version of the software you're on. Also, if you here, you have the software update preference. So if you want to be on the cutting edge of the newest updates that come to the vehicle, select that to advance and you'll be one of the first people to get the updates when they're available. And data sharing is sharing your data that I'm guessing help Tesla improve their service. And there's nothing on the upgrades, no upgrades available. Now I think this is where you would normally be able to select for self-driving if you wanted to add that, or if I didn't have premium connectivity, I think that will be listed here as well. All right, so now let's go into the bottom section. Let's go into our climate controls first. So here, if you're looking at the bottom of the screen, you can just swipe up and it will bring up your climate controls. Of course, you have to turn everything off. You would hit this button here. Right here is from your front defrosters. You have your rear defrosters. You have your AC button. This is where you control the fan speed. Right here you can see I have my depart time at 5:15 a.m. Here you can change the direction that you want your air to come in at your top, your middle, and your bottom. What's really cool is, and I'm pretty sure you might have seen this already, but you can actually change the direction of the air with your finger here, and it's really accurate. And you can also do the same thing on the passenger side. So that's a real nice feature they had it. Right here is how you would turn on your heated seats. Have 3 different settings to tell you they get really hot. Same thing on your passenger side. Your heated seats on 3 settings. Now if you go to rear, this is where you can actually turn on your heated seats for the rear, and these also have 3 settings each. Now this will only be available if you have the long range or the performance Model 3. Now it is an added feature that you can add for $300 on the standard range plus. So that's also one of the things that probably would be in that upgrade section. Also, let's go back to the front right here. Keep climate mode enabled. So this will pretty much keep your climate on after you leave the vehicle. So let's say it's a really hot or cold day and you're making a stop, you're running into the store, and you want your climates to stay on. That's how you will do that. It will stay on until you got back to the car. It will automatically turn off once your car battery gets below 20%. So keep that in mind. Dog mode. So if you have a pet that you want to have in the vehicle, you can actually turn dog mode on, and it will keep your climate on while the dog is in the vehicle. It also will put a big display up saying my owner will be back. My temperature is such and such. Don't worry, I'm fine. Hopefully nobody will break your window trying to save your dog. And then finally on climate, we have your camp mode, which is a real cool feature for those people that like to go out camping in their vehicles. And it's similar to the keep, so it pretty much will keep your climate controls on while you're in the car, and it will not turn off until your battery is below 20%. That's most of it. So now what we're going to go into is a little bit of the fun stuff. So let's go into our menu here. Right here you have your energy tab, and this will show your energy consumption here. And for those people that like to dive into the numbers, this is where you can do that at. Of course, you have your phone. I haven't even connected my phone to this car as far as the Bluetooth for making phone calls, but if you wanted to, that's where you would do that. Your calendar. Again, if you have your phone, if you wanted to sync your phone to your car, your calendar and all your information for that would display in this tab. Messages the same. If I was to connect my phone, my messages would be displayed there. Arcade. Now this is really cool. This is where you can go and play games. Of course, these games can only be played when the car is in park, but a lot of them are pretty cool. Beach Buggy Racing 2 is pretty much everyone's favorite, but you can see there's a nice little selection of games that you can play here. Let's see what else we got. Toy box. This is where you can actually go ahead and customize the color of your vehicle. Like I was saying earlier, if you have a paint job or if you got your car wrapped, you can go into this menu and pretty much make the car exact color. You can go metallic, you can go matte. If you had the chrome on here, you can put that on, or if you hit the chrome delete, you can do that as well. So that's a real nice feature there. And then you have the light show. You got your missions, the fart mode to call it. Tracks is where you can make beats. Like, so it's a lot of cool stuff you could do here. Like if you're sitting in the car waiting for somebody, or if you're at a supercharger. I must admit I don't really use this stuff as much as I thought I might. I was thinking I was going to use this stuff a lot at like a supercharger, but 9 times out of 10 when you're supercharging, you're not there that long like I thought you would be. So again, it's still nice to have, but most of this stuff doesn't get used, honestly. You have your web browser. I don't use this either. It's actually really slow, and I don't know if that's because of the internet connection or what, but it's really slow, and I can't deal with it. So, but if you're in a pinch and you need to use the web browser in your car, you have that available to you. Your Bluetooth, again, this is where you would, if you had your phone connected and you were playing music to your actual phone, it would show up here on the Bluetooth tab. You got your radio. I don't know if anybody actually uses the radio still, but it is equipped with a radio, which is really nice, is it has the streaming service built in. So even if you don't have the premium Spotify or Tidal, it does have this streaming service built in that you can stream your music from, which is 10 times better than the actual radio. Of course, there's still commercials and you can't pick your songs, but the audio quality and the song selection is a lot better than actually listening to your local radio station. And that's free, included at no extra charge. Now, karaoke, cool. Again, don't use this as much as I thought I would, but again, it's something cool to have in the car if you ever find yourself in a car waiting for somebody, or even if you have somebody in the car with you, because this is one of the things that does actually continue to work even if the car is in motion. So even if you're driving, you can have your passenger sing you some karaoke, and they have a nice little selection of songs on here, so that's also a nice one. TuneIn Radio, haven't used this, but this is also another where you can get your local radio stations and some other news stations that you may be familiar with at a higher quality than the actual radio. And again, that's Tidal, and I use Spotify. I found in my I originally used Tidal, but for some reason Tidal, the songs would skip a lot. I don't know if it was something on my end or if it was, I don't know what it was. So I don't want to say nothing bad about Tidal, because normally I have no issues with Tidal. But for some reason on this vehicle, I didn't get that great quality that I was accustomed to listening to Spotify. So I switched over to Spotify and I had no issue. So I don't know if there was a isolated issue with just me and Tidal, but it didn't work that well for me. Let me know in the comment section if anybody that's already a Tesla owner, have you had that same issue with Tidal where the songs will cut out, some songs wouldn't play, the songs will skip. I don't know, I found that weird. There might have been a software update to fix that, but I'm not sure, because I canceled my subscription, went over to Spotify, and I have had no issues with Spotify so far. I almost forgot the most important part, the theater. So again, if you go to the theater, you just click that play button there, and it will have the options of Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, and then you have your Tesla tutorials. This is definitely one of my most used features. I use YouTube a lot when I'm on break at work, eating my lunch. I'll eat my lunch and watch a quick YouTube video. So yeah, definitely one of my top used features. So I want to say that's it. If you have any other questions about anything in reference to the actual screen on the Tesla, drop them down in the comment section. I'll be sure to get to them. Again, I really want to thank y'all for watching. If y'all actually made it to the end of this video, drop Tesla down in the comment section. I appreciate y'all watching this far. Also, this might be my only Tesla video. I don't know. Depends on how y'all like these videos. If y'all like them, I'll do more of them. But I'm gonna drop my Tesla referral code. Every time I watch a Tesla video, I see somebody with the Tesla referral code and they getting 1,000 supercharger miles, and I could really use that when I went on my last trip. And I know you can use it when you get your new Tesla. So I'm gonna drop my Tesla referral code in the description down there. I'll get 1,000 supercharger miles, and you'll get 1,000 supercharger miles when you get your vehicle. So if you're in the market, definitely please use my referral code. And again, if y'all have any questions about anything I went over in this video, or if there was anything that I missed that you want to know about, drop it down in the comment section and I'll be sure to get to them. Alright, I want to thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out.